Have you ever wondered why your knees seem to hurt the most before you've even started your day? You haven't gone for a walk. You haven't climbed any stairs. You haven't done any yard work. Yet somehow, the very first step out of bed feels like the hardest one. If that sounds familiar, you're certainly not alone. After taking care of older adults for many years, I've heard the same question again and again. Doctor, is this just what happens after 60? My answer is always the same. Getting older does change your joints, but feeling stiff every single day isn't something you should simply accept without looking at the whole picture, because many people focus on pain cream, joint supplements, or expensive products they see advertised on television, but they completely overlook something that shows up on their dinner table every single day, and that may be one of the biggest missed opportunities for supporting healthy joints. Today, I'd like to show you what that ingredient is, why your body needs it more as you get older, and how one small change at breakfast, lunch, and dinner could help support not just your joints, but your strength and mobility as well. Now, before we go any further, let me make one thing very clear. I'm not about to tell you there's one magical food that cures arthritis, because there isn't. If someone promises you that, they're selling hope, not science. Healthy joints are built through everyday habits, and one ingredient, when it's part of a balanced diet, may help support those habits in a meaningful way. That's what we're talking about today. Think about the little things you enjoy: taking a morning walk, working in the garden, playing with your grandchildren, going shopping without needing to stop every few minutes. Most people don't realize how valuable those simple moments are until moving becomes more difficult. That's why protecting your joints isn't really about your knees. It's about protecting your independence. And here's something that surprises many of my patients. Your joints aren't just wearing out like an old pair of shoes. They're living tissues. Every single day, your body is repairing, replacing, and maintaining the muscles, cartilage, tendons, and other structures that help you move. The challenge is that after about age 60, those repair processes naturally become less efficient, not because your body has given up, but because it now needs better support than it did years ago. And that's where nutrition becomes incredibly important. Now here's a question I often ask my patients: what did you have for breakfast this morning? Many people smile and say, just toast and coffee, or maybe a bowl of cereal. There's nothing wrong with enjoying those foods once in a while, but if that's how most mornings begin, your body may be missing something. It depends on every single day. And that brings us to the ingredient I want to talk about. It's inexpensive. It's available in almost every grocery store, and chances are you've eaten it hundreds of times without realizing how important it becomes after 60. It's protein. Now don't click away just yet, because this isn't another lecture telling you to eat more meat. In fact, by the end of this video, you might be surprised to learn that some of the best sources of protein aren't meat at all. And there's one simple mistake I see older adults make almost every day. They're eating protein, just not in the way their body benefits from the most. Once you understand why, you'll probably look at every meal a little differently. Let's start with something that almost nobody explains clearly: what protein is actually doing inside your joint, and why it matters so much after the age of 60. Why protein matters more after 60. Let's begin with one of the biggest myths I hear. Doctor, my joints hurt because I'm getting older. There's nothing I can do. I understand why people feel that way. Age does change your body, but age isn't the only reason your joints feel different. Think of your joints like the suspension system on your car. Most people focus on the tires, but if the shock, springs, and support system wear down, the ride becomes rough. Even if the tires are brand new, your joints work the same way. It's not just about cartilage. The muscles surrounding your knees, hip, and shoulders play an enormous role in how comfortably you move. When those muscles become weaker, your joints often have to work much harder. And that's exactly where protein comes in. Protein is made up of tiny building blocks called amino acids. You don't need to remember that scientific term. Just remember what they do. Every day, your body uses these building blocks to repair muscles, tendons, skin, and many other tissues. It's a repair job that's happening all the time, even while you're sleeping. The challenge is that after about age 60, your body becomes less efficient at using protein. Nutrition experts sometimes call this anabolic resistance. That sounds complicated, but the idea is actually very simple. Imagine you have an old sponge. Years ago, 1 cup of water was enough to soak it completely. Now the sponge is older and drier. It takes a little more water to do the same job. Your body behaves in a similar way. It still responds to protein. It just doesn't respond as strongly as it once did. That's one reason many experts recommend that older adults pay closer attention to getting enough high-quality protein throughout the day. Here's a mistake I see almost every day. Breakfast. Many people start with toast, maybe a little butter, and coffee. There's nothing wrong with that occasionally, but ask yourself, where's the protein? Your body has gone the entire night without eating. Morning is one of the best best opportunities to give your muscles the nutrients they need. Instead, a breakfast with egg, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even oatmeal topped with nuts and seeds can make a much bigger contribution toward your daily protein needs. You don't have to eat a huge breakfast. You just need to make it a little smarter. Another question I often hear is, do I have to eat steak every day? Absolutely not. Some of the healthiest protein sources are probably already sitting in your kitchen. Fish like salmon or tuna, egg, beans, lentils, chicken, turkey, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu. Even a handful of nuts can contribute, although they're generally higher in healthy fat than protein. The goal isn't eating the same food every day. It's giving your body variety, because different foods bring different nutrients to the table. Now here's something encouraging. Supporting your joints doesn't require perfection. If today's breakfast wasn't ideal, don't worry about it. Lunch is another opportunity. If lunch wasn't great, dinner is another chance. Healthy aging isn't decided by one meal. It's shaped by hundreds of ordinary meals over many months and years. That's actually wonderful news, because it means every healthy choice counts, no matter when you start. But protein is only one part of today's story. Remember the title of this video. I promised to tell you about the secret ingredient seniors should add to every meal for joint health. And surprisingly, it's probably already sitting in your kitchen. Yet many people either don't use it, or they replace it with something far less beneficial without even realizing it. Let's talk about why extra virgin olive oil has become one of the most studied foods in healthy aging, and why doctors and nutrition experts often include it in eating patterns that support long-term health. The secret ingredient, and how to use it the right way. So what's the secret ingredient? Extra virgin olive oil. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Doctor, it's just olive oil. How can that possibly help my joints? That's a fair question. The answer isn't because olive oil is a miracle food. It isn't, but what makes it special is what's inside it. Unlike many highly processed cooking oils, extra virgin olive oil naturally contains healthy monounsaturated fat and plant compounds called polyphenol. These compounds have been studied for years because they appear to support the body's normal response to inflammation when they're part of an overall healthy eating pattern. Notice I said support, not cure, not reverse arthritis. Support, that's an important difference. Here's another reason I recommend it to many of my older patients. It's one of the easiest healthy changes you can make. You don't have to learn a new recipe. You don't have to buy expensive supplements. Simply replacing butter or creamy dressings with a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil can be a simple step toward a healthier eating pattern. Sometimes the smallest habits are the easiest to stick with, and those are often the habits that last. Here's something many people don't realize. Some of the vitamins in vegetables, like vitamins A, E, and K, are fat soluble. That means your body absorbs them better when you eat them with a healthy fat. So if you're eating a large salad completely dry, or steamed vegetables with no healthy fat at all, you may not be getting the full benefit those vegetables can offer. A light drizzle of extra virgin olive oil isn't just about flavor. It also helps create a more balanced meal. Now let me answer another common question. How much should you use? More isn't always better. A small drizzle, about 1 to 2 tablespoons spread throughout the day, is enough for most people as part of a balanced diet. Remember, olive oil is healthy, but it's still calorie dense. The goal isn't to soak your food. The goal is to replace less healthy fat with a healthier option. That's a much smarter approach. And this brings us to a mistake I see all the time. Some people hear that olive oil is healthy. Then, they continue eating fried food, sugary snacks, and highly processed meals, hoping the olive oil will somehow cancel everything out. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. No single food can overcome an unhealthy lifestyle. Think of olive oil as one member of a great team. It works best alongside protein, vegetables, fruit, whole grains, regular movement, good sleep, and staying hydrated. Healthy aging is never about one hero. It's about a team of healthy habits working together. If you remember only one thing from today's video, let it be this. Don't chase miracle foods. Build miracle habits. Choose a good source of protein. Add colorful vegetables. Use a little extra virgin olive oil. Stay active. Repeat those habits tomorrow, then the next day, and the day after that. Those ordinary choices may not feel exciting in the moment, but over the months and years, they can make an extraordinary difference in how you move, how you feel, and how independently you continue living. Before I let you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which meal do you think needs the biggest improvement? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Tell me in the comments. I read as many of them as I can, and your experiences often help other viewers who are on the same journey. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more evidence-based health tips designed specifically for adults over 60. Thank you for watching. Take good care of yourself, keep moving, eat well, and I'll see you in the next video.